Welcome to Sheri-Fun Vibe, the place for travel tips, deals, and fun. For as long as I can remember, Disney has been on the list of every single youngster. But can I tell you, Disney is an amazing place for even those young at heart. I've had the privilege of going to Disney in Orlando, Florida for several different occasions, and I tell you, it has been a lot of fun. They say this is where the magic happens, and if you can get in the heart and the mind of someone with an amazing imagination, this will produce the likes of Disney World, Disneyland. And just some stats on Disney. Did you know that Disney is the size of Boston? It's enormous, and they are adding one cool new feature within the next week. So, summer at Disney this year is going to be fantabulous. But I must caution you, Disney has thousands of people passing through every single day, and summertime, spring break, holiday seasons, those are the worst. I would advise anyone, particularly if you're going from the Caribbean and you want to do Disney, avoid those high traffic times. And of course, you want to do a few things. You want to stay at a Disney resort so that you have the access to really enjoy the various parks with the additional opening hours for guests of Disney properties. You want to get a fast pass so you can skip the lines. And in all honesty, you do not understand what lines are like until you have been to the Disney parks. Another thing that's very important, when you think of Disney, do not only think of the theme parks, the Magic Kingdom, the Animal Kingdom, the Epcot Center, and so on. There are four of them just now. And I tell you this, the Disney Springs, the whole Disney dining, the Disney property, it's all an adventure by itself. There are those of you who, for one reason or another, think that, okay, it would be nice to do the Disney hotels, but the cost might be a bit out of my price range. There are those good neighbor resorts that are just on the periphery of Disney, and those are on offer at very, very good prices as well. So, of course, if you're on a tight budget, if you have those little ones or those not so little ones who are screaming, itching, need to go to Disney this year, then I would suggest that you do a good neighbor property. But remember, Disney resorts range in prices. So there are the Valley resorts, there are the deluxe resorts, and then of course they're the ones that will have themed events just for an occasion. So you don't want to miss even the Epcot Food Festival that usually starts somewhere in September and go on until November. You want to be watching out for even the free Disney dining. Dining at Disney can really affect your pocket, and you want to be looking out for ways to save yourself some money and have some good varied food from all over the world, and at the same time enjoy all that Disney has to offer. We have Disney on sale, and we would be more than happy to pull together the most perfect opportunity for you and your group, your family, to experience Disney. I've experienced Disney as a Floridian. I have a friend who is a child at heart, and every so often when we are together, we will do a little trip to Disney where she takes me in and we just hang. So I have some personal favorites. I have some nice eateries, so many suggestions. But let the pros take you on a little journey of what you will expect on your next Disney vacation. And remember, now is the time to book. it is Disney year-round. Remember, there are some special deals that allow you to combine a few days at the Disney resort and parks with a Disney sailing on the Magic, on the Dream, and the Fantasy. Oh, Disney is just also wonderful. So the Disney ships will take your breath away, and so will the experience at the parks and on the entire Disney establishment. So take a look at all that makes Disney fun, and remember, when you call us, just say you want that exclusive Disney experience and we will pull it together for you. Remember, Share Fantastic Travels and Resorts Limited. We're all about the fun. Ciao for now.
Today we are going to talk about resorts and hotels in Walt Disney World, and we're going to talk about the best resorts and hotels in Walt Disney World and on property. So these are resorts and hotels that I love for various reasons, and they are just at the top of my list. These are the places I'm going to choose to stay if I go to Disney World. So we're going to start with my favorite resort. My favorite resort in Walt Disney World is the Contemporary right now, and that's for multiple reasons. Contemporary Resort is the only resort you can stay in that you can walk to the Magic Kingdom. You can literally walk with your own 2 feet from your room into the Magic Kingdom, which is crazy because I don't know if you guys have been to Disney World, but in order to get to the Magic Kingdom, you either have to park in the parking lot and take a ferry or a monorail to get even over to the Magic Kingdom. If you do take a bus, they'll at least take you up to the Magic Kingdom, but this is the only place you can stay that you can get there just by walking, easy peasy, no transportation needed. It's pretty great. I also love the Contemporary because you can expect lots of great food here at the Contemporary, from California Grill to Contempo Cafe, which of course I absolutely adore, and I go there almost every visit to Disney World because that food's great. They've got Top of the World Lounge over in Bay Lake Tower. If you're a Disney Vacation Club member or you're staying at Bay Lake, you can go to Top of the World Lounge. They've got the Wave downstairs, which is a very decent restaurant. They've got the Wave Lounge down there as well, Outer Rim, Chef Mickey's, lots of good stuff here at the Contemporary food-wise. I enjoy you can take a boat from here to get over to Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge. You can also boat to the Magic Kingdom if you don't want to walk. And I like the rooms here. I think the rooms are relatively large. I like the decor. I like how it looks in here. And I love that I can look out my window, see the Magic Kingdom. I can see those fireworks, the happily ever after fireworks from my room if I'm staying on the right side of the hotel. And frankly, on the other side of the hotel, it's very, very peaceful because you get to look out on Bay Lake Tower. So pretty much everything about this resort I enjoy and I love. Now, some people do say that it doesn't have as magical a feeling because of the decor elements, but personally, I enjoy it. I think the decor is great. This is one of my favorite hotels, hands down. Next up, I'm going to talk about Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is so incredible, such an amazing resort. Honestly, when I first stayed in this resort way back in when did it open? Like 2001, 2002? When I first stayed in this resort right after it opened, I thought to myself, I don't even want to go to the parks. This resort is so incredible. I just want to wander around and look at everything. Of course, you've got the animals right outside your window if you're staying in a Savannah View room. And even if you're not staying in a Savannah View room, you can go to some of the animal viewing locations and see those incredible giraffe and zebra and collie cattle, some amazing birds, just awesome animals right outside your door. And this really is a completely immersive resort. The decor elements are all pulled from African culture. There are African cultural representatives everywhere to talk to you about their countries and about their cultures. People can ask questions. It's really, really cool. They've got a lot of cultural programs here as well that are completely free that you can take part in. Don't forget, you can tour their restaurants as well and get some free samples from that. It's really, really neat program that they have. So love this resort. I really like the room decor. Also, and just FYI, the rooms are a little bit smaller here. It's kind of like between a moderate and a deluxe resort in terms of room size. But the rooms are very comfortable, very well appointed. The food here is epic. This is probably the best food resort of all of them. So Boma, Sanaa, the Mara is here. Jiko is excellent. So there's really nothing bad to say about Animal Kingdom Lodge except that it's far away from everything. So no matter what, you're going to have to take a bus to get anywhere from Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is a super bummer, but that's really the only thing that I can complain about at AKL. Next up, let's talk Wilderness Lodge. Now, this one is a sister resort to Animal Kingdom Lodge in terms of size. Again, it's kind of between a moderate and a deluxe. It is considered a deluxe resort, as is Animal Kingdom Lodge, but the room size is a little bit smaller than what you'll find in those full-scale deluxe resorts. But the price is a little bit less too, which is great. So Wilderness Lodge is over there by Magic Kingdom. You are going to have to either take a boat or a bus to Magic Kingdom, depending on what's running. But I really enjoy the theming elements of this resort. It's themed to the Northwest United States, so you've got a lot of soaring totem poles, a lot of wood architecture, really cool fireplace in the corner of the lobby that's got the same strata as the Grand Canyon. So cool. Lots of really cool elements going on here. A lot of things have just recently been renovated here. They are adding some more Disney Vacation Club rooms in, so there may be a little bit more construction while you're there. The food here is good too. You've got Territory Lounge, which is probably my favorite lounge in any Disney resort. Well, except for Trader Sam's over at the Poly. You've got Geyser Point, which is a great kind of pool bar and grill, but it's really, I mean, it's the size of a regular restaurant. It's huge and got really good food. Artist Point is sometimes okay, sometimes not. Really kind of depends on that one. That's their signature restaurant here. And of course, Roaring Fork. Roaring Fork has always been good and it's still good. They just did a reno here and a menu reno as well. So again, while the rooms are a little bit smaller, it is a little bit less expensive. So you get that trade-off. And I think this place is just gorgeous. I love the Wilderness Lodge. These are some of the best rides in every Disney World theme park. So if you're planning your trip, and I get asked this a lot, what are the best rides? What should we definitely book? What should we not miss? Here's the ones to not miss. Here we go. We're going to start over in Magic Kingdom, which is of course where you should start your Disney World vacation. Magic Kingdom is the most nostalgic park, the first park, and probably, they're all my favorites, but one of my favorite parks. So in Magic Kingdom, the most popular ride right now is going to be Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. So this is the one that is themed after Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and you are sitting in an actual mine cart that really interestingly kind of swings back and forth as you're on the ride. This is a roller coaster, and you can find it in New Fantasyland. Very family oriented, but be sure to check your kiddo's height against the height requirement because it is still a roller coaster, and it's a pretty quick roller coaster. It's not a baby roller coaster. So definitely check your kid's height. This isn't for the little ones. Very technologically advanced. Again, those carts actually tilt and move as you're riding. It's a very fast ride, but it always has a really long wait, and it's practically impossible to get that fast pass for it unless you book it far in advance. So if you are staying at a Disney World resort, make sure you get on there 60 days in advance to grab your fast pass. And if you're not staying at a Disney World resort, grab it at 30 days in advance. And that goes for all of these rides, by the way, in this video. Get that fast pass ASAP. So there's cute animatronics in here of the dwarfs, and there's some cool projection technology in this ride, and it is really fun for kids without being too scary, which is great. So everybody loves it, always a long line, super fun, get your fast pass. The other ride I really love in Magic Kingdom, of course, is Splash Mountain, and everybody loves those mountains, Space, Splash, and Big Thunder. Splash is probably going to be my favorite. It's a very long ride. It's a water ride, which means you're probably going to get a little bit wet there at the end when you drop down that huge log flume splash. So you're going to find this one in Frontierland, and it features characters and storylines from Song of the South from that storyline. And you're going to follow Brer Rabbit as he leaves home and then gets in a little bit of trouble and then finds his way back to the Briar Patch. There's a couple of darker story points if you've got some kids who are a little timid or a little scared. There are going to be, there at the end, right before the big drop, it does get a little bit dark and a little bit scary, so be prepared for that. Watch a few ride-throughs on YouTube and make sure your kid is prepared for what is going to happen. And check heights on this one as well, because this is not for the little kids either. And I do invite you to let me know what your favorite rides are in all these parks too. I'm telling you what mine are. I'm telling you what are the most popular ones in the parks, but you should definitely let us know in the comments what your favorite rides are. In Magic Kingdom also, and I'm not going to cover these in detail, but Peter Pan is always a really popular one and hard to get on. And of course, those mountains, Space Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain, are also very popular. Next up, let's head over to Epcot. My favorite ride, and probably your favorite ride, is Soarin'. Soarin' is also in Disneyland, although the ending is going to be a little bit different because, of course, Soarin' in Disney World ends in Disney World, and in Disneyland it ends in Disneyland. land. So this is a simulation ride. You're going to get on the ride vehicle, which looks like a big old parachute, and it's going to lift you up in the sky. So if you're afraid of heights or kind of freaked out by that, be prepared. But it does lift you up into the sky. All indoors, though. The whole theater is indoors. Think of it as like a big theater, and all of the seats sort of raise up to the ceiling and then come back down at the end. There's a giant screen in front of you where they're going to show you all kinds of cool images. Basically, you're traveling around the world in this particular ride, and they're showing you really fun images. Some are simulated, some are real footage, and you're going to see lots of different landmarks like the Eiffel Tower, the Egyptian pyramids, African elephants, and the Great Wall of China. They also take you to the Taj Mahal, which is probably, to me, the fakest looking simulation in the whole ride. What's really cool here is they plus it up. They add a little bit extra where they add scents into the ride, so you'll actually smell different scents. When you're in Africa, you'll smell some dirt from the elephant, and you'll smell jasmine when you're over at the Taj Mahal. You'll smell oranges at one point, so you're going to actually smell scents that they pipe in during the ride. Kind of cool. They do that at a few other rides too. Interestingly, they also do that for food. Did you know they pipe the scent of waffle cones outside of the Plaza ice cream parlor? Anyway, gotta get a little food in here. So anyway, Soarin', very cool ride. Other popular rides in Epcot are Test Track, which is really cool. You build your own virtual car and then you ride in an actual car around a test track. And also Frozen is another ride. Frozen Ever After is going to take you a million years to get on because it's hard to get a fast pass for that one. That's definitely a kid's dark ride, and it replaced Maelstrom that used to be over there in Norway. So that's going to, of course, feature Anna and Elsa, your favorite princesses. All right, over to Animal Kingdom. This one's getting harder and harder because they keep adding awesome rides. So the most popular ride in Animal Kingdom right now, and probably the most popular ride in all of Walt Disney World, is Flight of Passage. This one is in Pandora, the world of Avatar in Animal Kingdom. It's a brand new ride as of 2017. It's a flight simulator as well. It's extremely technologically advanced. You basically go in and you're going to sit on what looks like the center of a motorcycle, and you're riding on the back of a banshee is what it's supposed to simulate. Lots of different effects, and here's a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert! Okay, did you turn it off if you don't want to hear the spoiler alert? Your banshee, quote unquote banshee, actually breathes during your flight. And so you can feel it expanding and contracting underneath you. Really cool. Very cool. So anyway, this is, again, like I said, a simulator, and it kind of freaks people out a lot because they're worried they're going to throw up and stuff on it. But it's really not that bad. If that happens, just sort of close your eyes and, I don't know, pretend you're on the beach or something. But it's an awesome ride. It's the only ride that I try to ride every single time I'm in Disney World because it's really amazing.
Today we're talking about the best breakfasts in Disney World. Now, it's no secret that breakfast at Disney World can not only save you a little bit of headache when planning your meals, but with some of the really great deals on breakfast in Disney World, it can also help to save some money on food for the rest of the day as well. And we've also touched on this before, but booking an early breakfast before the park opens can get you early access to the parks, which means it can open up some really great photo opportunities, and it can help you get to some of those attractions before the rest of the crowds, which is a huge value in and of itself. So first we're going to start off with the sit-down table service restaurants, then we're going to move over to the counter service restaurants. Jumping right in, the first one we're going to talk about is Kona Cafe in Disney's Polynesian Resort. This one's a casual cafe with several of our go-to favorites. It's very easy to get to on the monorail, and the breakfast here is consistently good. The breakfast menu doesn't change very often, and it's got a good mixture of everyday and unique items to satisfy anybody in the party. Some of our favorites here would be the French press coffee, the Lily Koi juice. This one's a blend of passion fruit, orange, and guava juices, the Kona Eggs Benedict, Tonga Toast, and these specialty pancakes, which are these macadamia pineapple pancakes that are always on the menu. And just a heads up, sometimes they'll also feature a seasonal pancake option. We've tried the red velvet pancakes and the pumpkin pancakes, and both were pretty good. Next up, also at the Polynesian Resort, is Ohana. This is one of the most beloved restaurants in Disney. It's a great option for breakfast before heading to Magic Kingdom for the day, and it's not only one of our favorite breakfast spots, it's also a great character meal. The Best Friends Breakfast is one of our favorite choices for character dining, like anywhere in Disney World. The food here is really great, it's all you care to enjoy, and it's a great alternative option to a buffet where you're constantly getting up from the table. You don't have to worry about missing the characters when they're coming around. And our favorite items here are the Aloha juice. This is the same passion fruit, orange, and guava as the Lily Koi juice in Kona Cafe. They've also got really great breakfast breads. They've got a seasonal fruit platter, which is ripe and a nice complement to the other heavier components of the meal. And then there is the breakfast platter, which includes scrambled eggs, pork sausage links, smoked bacon, biscuits, fried potatoes, and Mickey waffles. It's always served quickly, the food is always fresh and hot, and the standout here is always the potatoes. They're very crisp, they're not at all mushy, really good food. Next up, we're gonna head over to The Wave at Disney's Contemporary Resort. This one's another easy to get to spot, just right off the monorail. It's located on the lobby level. The food here is always very fresh, and breakfast here is unique because they offer both a buffet and a la carte breakfast options. The buffet here is really standout. It's noteworthy because it's a lot fresher food than a lot of the other Disney buffets. And some of our favorite items on the buffet are the salmon, the fresh fruit, their famous cheesy grits, the eggs Benedict with key lime hollandaise, those famous Mickey waffles, and sweet potato pancakes. They've also got those sweet potato pancakes in an a la carte version, which has really autumn-friendly flavors, lots of cinnamon and pecan honey butter. And since these are included with the buffet, we think overall the buffet is the best option here. Next up, we're going over to Garden Grill in the Land Pavilion in Epcot. This is another character dining location because you could see Mickey, you could see Pluto, and Chip and Dale all in their best farm looks. And this one is a unique rotating restaurant that offers views of the Living with the Land attraction. The food here, again, is all you care to enjoy. It's family style, so they bring it out to you. They've got some go-to items as well as some unique items that make this location really stand out. And this is another location with that guava, orange, and passion fruit juice that's really popular for breakfast in Disney. They also do serve cocktails, including Bloody Marys and mimosas. And for the food here, the breakfast platter is really great. It's got the typical items, including fresh fruit, eggs, bacon, sausage, and hash browns. Some of the signature items here include Chip's Sticky Bun Bake, which both looks and tastes really, really good. And then another favorite are the Mickey waffles with warm chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Next up, we're going over to Boma in Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. This one is a fan favorite, and this one is a buffet that is not a character meal, which might be a plus if you're looking for the option of a buffet, but you don't necessarily have an interest in meeting the characters. For the food here, they have both familiar and exotic dishes that will satisfy both safe and more adventurous eaters. And some of the standout items on the buffet are the African spiced beef hash, the scrambled eggs with goat cheese and spinach, the pecan praline French toast, turkey babouti, and the wood-fired roasted turkey. Next, we want to take a look at Cinderella's Royal Table or Akershus Royal Banquet Hall. Both of these are character dining options, in particular for princess meet and greets, and we're putting both of these together because Akershus is a great alternative to the typically hard-to-book Cinderella's Royal Table. Now, Cinderella's Royal Table is located in Fantasyland in the Magic Kingdom, and since it's inside the castle, the setting here takes the experience to a whole other level. The decor is ornate and intricate, and it truly feels like you're in a storybook, and the princesses can vary from day to day, but the typical lineup is Cinderella, Aurora, Ariel, Jasmine, and Belle. For the food here, the breakfast consists of plated entrees, but the menu is pretty limited. Some of the standouts are the baked quiche and baked tenderloin, and they offer a popular caramel apple stuffed French toast as well. The food here is pretty good, but the real showstopper is the location and the princesses that you get to meet with your meal. And for Akershus, this one's located in the Norway Pavilion in Epcot. It's very similar to Cinderella's Royal Table in terms of decor, with lots of royal details. And the princesses here are also subject to change, but typically you'll meet Snow White, Aurora, Cinderella, and Belle. The food here is served family style, and they also have a cold buffet. The hot food served at your table can include scrambled eggs, potato casserole, sausage, and bacon, but really the standout here is the cold buffet, or the Norwegian smorgasbord, with options like salami, pork loin, salmon, mackerel, and a selection of cheeses. And just a heads up, another standout from the buffet here is the lingonberry muffin. It's really, really good, and just in general, the food here is much more memorable than anything you're going to get at Cinderella's Royal Table.